We have number 15 where you say point A has these coordinates and then we have this angle BA. So let me just tell you to make things easy. For vectors, there are two things that you must just know. Number one is just that there is some vector called vector OA and there's some vector called vector OB and there's some vector called vector OC, some vector called vector OD. These vectors are all easy to find and their name is position vector. How do you find them? Vector OA is going to be coordinates of A. So the coordinates of A. Vector OB is just going to be the coordinates of B, right? But you just now change them. If the coordinates of OA of A are 1, 2, then vector OA would be 1, 2, like this. So when I have coordinates, I have vector O something. Like here, I have A as coordinates. So I can already know that vector OA is going to be -4 and 1, like this, in this order. That's how it is. So I have vector OA when I have the coordinates. Now let's talk about the second thing which you have. The second thing which you must know is that when you get something called BA, there is nothing called BA. Okay? So you say to me, what is then BA? BA is going to be equal to, in short terms, we say, I start with the last one. What is the last thing? Is A. So it will be OA, then minus OB. This will give me BA. Okay? I've just made it. I've just cut out to a shortcut. Okay? BA, you start with the last one. If it's BA, you start with the last one, which is A. So it'll be OA. Remember, everything is O something. O something. These are the things we have. We have the O somethings. So BA is OA minus OB, which is the one that appears first. You understand? So now let's do it here. So I'm going to come here. They want coordinates of B. In other words, they want vector OB. So I'll just come and say BA, vector BA is equal to OA minus OB, right? Now I want coordinates of B. In other words, I want OB. So OB goes to the other side. I'll say OB is now positive, is equal to OA, it's still there, minus BA. Okay, then I'll get it. So I'll now say, okay, no problem. What is OB then? OB will be equal to, what is OA? Okay, you will now say here, OA is equal to -4 and 1. You should know that. Now you're going to say OB is equal to OA, which is -4, 1, minus BA. And BA is -5, -12. Then what are we going to get? OB, -4 minus becomes a plus. -4 plus 5, it becomes a 1. Then 1 minus is 1 plus, it becomes a 13. So this is what happens. Okay, so you can now say coordinates of B will actually be 1, 13. You change them like this. So here are the coordinates of B, 1, 13, and you are done. Now point C has these coordinates. Find vector CA. Find vector CA. Now we know what vector CA is. Vector CA is just OA minus OC, right? You start with the last one, then you subtract the first one. So it's going to be, what is vector OA? We just got it as -4, 1. We saw it. We wrote it here. Then minus vector OC comes from this one. It'll be 5, -2. This is what happened. So you can now CA will be equal to -4 minus 5 becomes -9. And then 1 minus becomes 1 plus. 1 plus 2 becomes 3. So it's -9, 3. So this is actually -9,